Hello everybody, welcome to another quick video. Now, long time viewers of the channel will know I don't really like tripods. I find them clunky, cumbersome, add unnecessary weight, and generally I just prefer to do without. However, if there was something, say, maybe lightweight, sturdy enough to hang on to the camera, that it was easy just to throw in a bag and say was maybe under a kilogram. Yeah, I could be quite interested with that. That could be handy, especially doing some crazy long exposures. And yeah, maybe if you're out and about and you want to use it for something, you know, a little bit different than just like standard vlogging or something like that. So you want to sort of set something up, maybe drop the camera on. Yeah, something like that. I think I might have found one. Now, K&F, who I've worked with before. You may have seen the video that I did with the variable ND filter. They reached out to me and said, well, yeah, would I be interested in having a look at this new travel tripod that they've got? It's just under a kilogram, 0.998 of a kilogram, 2.2 pounds if you're that way inclined. So I thought, yeah, why not? So I've called to Spurn Point, and I'm going to have a wander down. No idea what the sea's going to be doing yet, but there's some nice moody clouds. I'm going to drop the variable ND on and see if we can get some stupidly long exposures on a tripod without it absolutely killing me because of the extra weight. Now, can't guarantee what I'm going to get, but let's go and have a go and let's see what we can find. Now, as it's fairly featureless today, there's a fair chance there's going to be quite a lot of black and white again. I do quite like a bit of black and white seascape. Sometimes, especially around here, it's quite sandy, so the sea becomes very brown rather than nice and blue. So yeah, essentially you cut through that, and I think it looks a little bit better. Obviously, the great thing about Spurn is it's ever evolving as well, so every time we come here, something's different. Now, it is cold today, currently around about 4 degrees, light breeze, got to about -1 overnight. Yeah, big hat definitely required, big coat as well, well layered up. Don't know how far we're going to get down the Spurn, but we'll have a play and see what we can find, and essentially we'll just play everything by ear, because the sea's ever evolving. You don't really know what you're going to get until you get there. But obviously there's a lot of features down here that you can play with, and just have a bit of a play and see how we get on with this fantastic little tripod, and hopefully it'll work quite nicely for me. So, a couple of little features on the tripod. Well, the fact that it's nice and light, just under a kilogram. You've got a detachable monopod, which would be quite handy if you're out and about. You just want a little bit of stability, but without sort of setting up the tripod completely. Now, it has got 5-section legs as well, so you can actually go from its collapsed size to quite tall. Obviously, you've got to be mindful. It's not a super sturdy tripod. It's not something you can sort of bang in there, really windy conditions, anything like that. You've got to be mindful this is a travel tripod, something lightweight that you can take along with you and not really have any issues with, you know, excess weight or anything like that, but it's nice and versatile. Comes with an included ball head, which compared to some of the older ball heads I actually think is quite nice. It's got a bit more sturdiness to it and seems to, for me, give me a little bit more sort of fine control, which the older ball heads, although they're okay, you always seem to sort of get it to the point you've got it about set and you get a little bit of drift and you have to reset and sort of play with it. This doesn't seem to be a problem at all, which is really nice. the shots that you've seen so far, they've just been handheld. I'm just playing a little bit. Essentially I'm using the variable ND with live ND to actually sort of tweak things out. I can't get a really fast shutter speed at the moment because you can see now the sun keeps on coming out, which is very pretty and all that, but it doesn't really work well for getting like minute long shots because it's a bit too bright. So it's kind of at the limit at the moment. So we're around 25 seconds, but we should be able to get something interesting with that. But we're coming up to the bit where there's a few groins and a few features which might work quite nicely, and it'd be ideal time to actually get the tripod out and see if we can actually push the limits a little bit more and see what is available and what the light will let us do. Hopefully some of this baby on the clouds again, dull things down and gives this lovely monochromatic scene. So just as it starts raining, typically, I spot this little composition. I'm basically using these forward groins that we've got in the foreground just here, just lining up the ones that are out to sea over there. I think it kind of works okay. Running about 25 seconds. The sun's still not sort of disappearing properly, so that's about as much as I can push this. Live ND28 running, and I've got the ND400 almost fully closed, but it gives me a reasonable amount of control over it, so it's not too bad. Look at that. Typically it is starting to rain, which is not forecast obviously, but you know, it's what we've got. So rattle the shot off, 2-second timer. I'll pop it up now. At the minute I've actually got this on its full extension, which is just about 1.5 meters tall. It will go down to sort of 50 centimetres, but yeah, for this I think it worked quite well. You're looking down through the groins, and yeah, it's not a fantastic shot, but it works, and it's a fantastically light tripod. It'd let me do it in conditions that really I wouldn't be able to get sort of 25 seconds handheld reliably. It's a bit too cold and a little bit too breezy, but for that it's been absolutely perfect. But we're going to crack on down the beach again now and see what else is about there. So as I was saying, this is phenomenally light, and considering its construction, it's full carbon fibre. The locks on it are twist locks, which do seem very, very secure. Certainly, as I said, it's not something I'll probably set up in really, really windy conditions, because obviously this is a lightweight travel tripod. This isn't something for getting up on a hillside and sort of getting the shots that, you know, if you're not careful, you're going to fall off and get blown away. This is perfect for chucking in the bag for a bit of a hike, and you don't want to be overloading, you don't want the heavy weight. And frankly, I'm actually blown away by how stable it is. When I first set it up, I was like, oh, it does actually feel a little bit flimsy, but as soon as you actually sort of load it up, it almost like it sort of locks into itself. And yeah, I've had no problem with it at all. I think as a compliment to my main tripod, which, considering this is just under 1 kilogram, my main one's like 3.5 kilograms, it opens up so many different opportunities for me. Like I say, today, yeah, we've got some interesting conditions that I think are going to hopefully come off, so we can get sort of a nice long 1 minute exposure, something like that. I think that'll work quite nicely, but I won't be able to do that without this little tripod here, and that's the key to it. Like I say, I normally detest tripods. I don't like using them at all. I find them clunky, cumbersome, and essentially slow me down. But this is a little ray of light. Obviously, I've got other small tripods, but nothing that I've found has done what this has done, which is sturdy, lightweight, and doesn't take up any room. I mean, look at the size of that. That is tiny. It's basically just about 1 foot long. Absolutely tiny. Slips straight into the pack. And with the weight of that, you don't even feel it. It's brilliant. So yeah, I think they really did sort of hit the number on this quite well. I'm quite chuffed with this. One thing I would change on it, I think, are these little locks here for the legs. Basically, they just pull out when you want to adjust the angle of the leg and push back in when you're done. The ones I've used previously, they're sprung loaded, and I think I prefer that design rather than just being sort of a friction lock. I mean, they're plenty secure enough, it's not going to go anywhere, but I just prefer to have that bit where you can sort of just automatically, if you extend the leg along, it'll actually click into place, and you have to physically sort of change it before you can actually sort of move to a different position. It's just what I'm used to. Like I say, it's not really a problem at all. If I just spin you around here, so as you can see there, the lock is out at the moment, so you can move the leg to wherever you want, and when you've got it set where you want to, for me it's just there, push that in, and that locks the leg nice and sturdily into place. Another nice feature that my other tripod doesn't have is this telescopic centrepiece, which literally is on a little twist lock there, which you undo, and then you can set that to whatever height you want. So a bit of extra height if you want the extra reach, a bit more stability, down low, the choice is yours. When you're actually packing it up, you do need to have it extended up though, so that the legs actually fold into the same sort of area. But once you're set, twist that down and you're all done. And just moving on to the ball head, like I say, it's quite a compact unit, and you've got the ability to pan with it, which is very, very smooth, really, really sort of nicely damped. And just around this side is the little wing nut where you can actually adjust the angle of the ball, which will actually go to a full 90 degree as well, which is quite nice. But as I said, it seems to be very, very stable. A lot of the older ball heads that I've tried, you'd sort of lock off and you just get a little bit of seepage from the fluid inside, and you could never really get it exactly how you wanted it. Obviously the head is Arc-Swiss compatible, but you have got a standard sort of 1/4 inch screw, so you can actually change that for whatever head you really wanted to. Similar on the top of here, you can actually take this off and swap the ball head for anything that you really wanted to. It's got the usual bit where you can sort of just hang a little bag on there for a little bit of extra stability. If you've got a little bit windy conditions, you can hang your bag on there, and that'll actually just aid with the stability as well. And turning the tripod upside down, basically that's your foot. Nice little grippy rubber sole. You can't get spikes for it or anything like that, but you really wouldn't want to on this. It's not that sort of tripod, but I think it works really quite nicely. And so you've got these really nice, grippy, secure twist locks as well, and everything sort of deploys and retracts really, really smoothly. I'm really impressed with that. So enough waffling, let's get another shot in. Just looking out to sea here, groin's going out, some nice moody cloud in the background. Waves aren't doing a great deal, but it should be enough on this, but because the light's now sort of doing more like I wanted it to, I can get a nice 60-second shot. So that's what we're going for. Let's see what it'll come out like. So, if you're looking for a tripod that is lightweight, reasonably sturdy, still to 8 kilograms on this thing, it's really well built, and that minor niggle with legs aside, is a great little setup. Yeah, I'll probably have a look at one of these. It almost ticks every single box I was looking at, which is something ideal. I mean, I'm looking at doing maybe a little bit of Astro this year, if, well, fingers crossed, if the weather gods played nicely. So a lot of it will involve getting out, middle of nowhere, getting a hike on, and especially like at night, I don't want to be taking a huge tripod with me. something like this is going to be absolutely spot on. 2-100 on with the OM1 Mark II, it has no trouble at all. The only thing that I found I've had to do because the wind's slightly more, you just drop that centre column down. It just adds a little bit of extra stability, because obviously the taller you go, the more chance you're going to get sort of buffeted by the wind. Other than that, yeah, absolutely fantastic. I'll pop a link down below if you want to take a look at it. It is an affiliate link, but I've got a little tiny bit off it. And like I say, if it's something you're looking at, I'd definitely recommend it. As I said right at the start, I detest tripods, but this one is going to stay in the van and will come out on heights when I need to. So yeah, it's impressed me that much. And one thing I did mention on this is it's got a built-in monopod. So basically you've got a rubber grip on one of the legs, grab that, out you come. And that's a standard screw thread. If you want to, you can drop it in the bottom of your camera, or you can take the ball head off, drop it on the top of there. You've got a really, really lightweight option for popping out and about with a monopod. Say you don't want to sort of a full on, but you just want a little bit of extra stability. Little monopod come in really handy. So yeah, cracking idea. So, the inevitable happened. I packed down all the bits and bobs for just a little piece of camera and left the microphone in my pocket. So as I wander off talking to you on camera, all you heard is my pocket. So, essentially, tripod, fantastic. Really do like it. I'm being completely honest now. I mean, I hate tripods, but this has impressed me. So, yeah. Link down below. It is an affiliate link, so we'll get a little turn kickback. There's a discount code there as well for you as well. So if you wanted something other than just a tripod, good bit of a discount as well. But although this was provided free of charge, this is the honest review. I am that impressed with it. No one has changed hands at all, but obviously, yeah, it is provided. Just quite clear, this isn't something that sort of I've gone out and bought with my own money, even though I probably would have done, because this is the sort of thing I've been looking for a while, to actually give me a bit of an option when I'm out and about on the fells, or sort of doing some sort of crazy hikes out to a dark site for doing some astro. But if the video has been useful for you, please do hit that like button, and if you're not subscribed, please do hit subscribe. See more of this kind of crazy stuff every week. But for now, thanks for watching. We'll see you again next time. Take care.